Everyone, it's your favorite girl. Look, I know I haven't posted in a very long time, but still, I'm here. Don't worry about that part. But, excuse the background. I am staying in a hotel right now. Um, and that one's my bed. That was just a backup. But anyway, not the point. Anyway, so, since the last time you guys have seen me vlog or any time on the video, it's been a long time. I have had a lot of troublesome times right now. And right now I'm at the point of where, how am I supposed to do this? I'm at the point in my life where I've decided to take the reins of my own life instead of let someone else control me like I used to. Now, see, one thing that there is about me is something you guys don't know about me. Something you guys probably don't want to know about me. You probably don't want to know my personal life, and since this coronavirus, this COVID-19 has started, I've realized a lot of things, but still, even before then, I realized a lot of things. But the one thing I realized is you have to stand up for what you see is right, and not just stand around and do nothing if you can help it. That's one thing I've always learned is you always help someone that's in need. No matter what the price is, no matter what the problem is, even if it's just, it has to be fixed by them. The one thing I've had to learn is, from the hard way, is you have to see with your own eyes to believe it. And yes, I'm talking a lot of gibberish right now, but this is what's coming through my mind right now. But anyway, I want to explain one thing to you guys. Is, in my past relationship, I had one I thought actually loved me, and I thought I loved him. And I only knew him over the course of 3 or 4 months. But still, too quick, as you guys would say. But I am one to always get attached very easily and very quickly. So it was more difficult than anything than anyone could know. Nobody understood what I was going through. Nobody understood that I am just a different person where I love too easily and too fast. But one thing is for sure, since I was with him, it was the beginning, it was February 15th of 2019. Now back then was a different time period for me and stuff, and I always thought that, well, I'll just do what my sister told me, which was love yourself first and love will follow. Not my real sister. I haven't talked to my real sisters or anything like that till like a couple days ago. And my real blood sisters I haven't talked to, and she thinks I'm more like my mother, which is not true, because no matter where you grow up, it's your decision if you're going to be that person. You're not going to become that person that you were raised by. You become who you're going to be. You're going to become who you choose to be. And my choice is, I'm not going to be that person where my mother raised me like that. And let me turn this TV off here. All better. But I'm not going to be that person who actually becomes my own mother. My mother was a completely different entity than me. And I realized that like a long time ago, when I was younger. Me and her both think completely different. Me and her both have different perspectives on things. And yes, my mother's probably lived a very hard life, but I don't know how her life is. A lot of people tell me, oh yeah, she was with through that and with through that. My sister is telling me that, look, you cannot go against your parents, but still, I believe it when I see it, but still it hurt me the most was when your own sister tells you, well, didn't you see the signs before? Didn't you see this? Didn't you see that? And it's like, I was too young and I was too caught up in actually wanting a mother to have. Because I knew if I had made a mistake, I would lose her immediately. Back then, I didn't want that to happen because I already had a dad who I never saw for years, and yes, I still love him to this day. Thank God he's still around. Thank God. But my mother is also here, and they both raised me. Now, this is one thing, you don't disrespect your parents or anything like that, but still, this is to the point of where it's, you grow up. I'm 18 now, almost 19. My birthday's in October. I'm at the point in my life of where it's hard to explain. I'm going to tell you what my mom told me before I left the house. I'm going to explain that to you too, so you guys understand more. She always told me if I thought I was such a big girl, to get the hell out of the house. I would sneak out at night. I would sneak out 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that when she's asleep. I would sneak out and just go to my other job or something. Sneak out, go to the freaking mall that's closed, and just sit there and just relax and feel freedom for like a little while. But after I got a new job where I work at this one place, I'm not going to mention any names because that's going to be a long story. People are going to be commenting on here saying why you work at that such a place. But anyway, the point is after I got a job, I started wandering more. Not wondering, wandering. When I got the job, it was nearby the house I had to pay for. I've had to pay for the bills, which is the rent, water, electric. I've also had to pay for car insurance. I've also had to pay for peel boxes. I've also had to pay for gas. Everything you could think of. Because I was the only income that was coming in. Now, you see, I've worked a total of 9 jobs. And since I got the other job, it was a total of 10 jobs. 10. Now, people freak out. How do you work 10 jobs? Most of them are hobbies, but still, they're jobs. If I wanted to, I can jump right back to that at any time. And I'd make money. Because I was raised the way my mother raised me, which was have multiple traits. The jack of all traits, and that's another thing I'm going to probably do next time. I don't want to make this vlog too long because it'll be like an hour long if I continue on with all different stories and jumble them into one. But I'm going to stick to one thing, and this title is going to be where I'm at now. So where I'm at now is basically what's going on since the last time you guys saw me on my vlogs. But anyway, the point is, let me continue. So my mother told me, she says, if you think you're such a big girl, you go out there in the big world and see how it really is, because you won't survive. Now, you see, I left, like, feels like weeks ago, but I don't think it's been weeks. My paycheck came through Thursday. And today is Tuesday. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. 6 days. Tomorrow will be 7 days. 1 week since leaving the house. A week. Tomorrow. I've survived. I still got money left over. I've saved up, and I still got a paycheck coming through soon. That will be coming through Thursday, because I get paid every Thursday. And yes, I cut my hair. My hair is cut, and look, I'll show you. And since I don't have scissors here or anything, this is my hair. That's all the hair cut off. And yes, it's in lengths. So there's different lengths because my hair used to be really, really long. And I know you guys saw that before. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway. I need a bag now. Anyway, the point is, oh, it's too dark in here. Sorry. Turn this one up so maybe you can see me. Okay. Yeah. I think you see me now. Anyway, back to the point. So, okay, sliding that way. Alright, back to the thing. Anyway, yes, I cut my hair and stuff, but, back to the point. So, what happened was, so when I got my pay, it was Thursday morning, and it was really early, and my pay usually comes in about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. I was up at 3, and I wanted to get out before my mom woke up. And at 3, she was supposed to be asleep, but she was still up, so I couldn't exactly escape then. It hit at 5 o'clock. I had to make a decision real quick. Either go then while she's up, or end up getting out there way too late. Because I was afraid, what if she was already asleep and it was just, I'm listening to TV that's still going on and she was asleep the entire time. This is my chance, or I'm stuck here again till my next payday. I couldn't do that again. So I made the decision. I packed my bag the night before. After I got off work at 6 a.m., I packed my bag. I packed my bag of my uniforms for my other job and the job I'm currently still working at before the other one shut down due to COVID-19. But the one I'm working at right now is open because it's essential. Anyway, the point is, so I grabbed my bag, grabbed my birth certificate, the night, not that time period because that was the next morning. So I grabbed it Wednesday night after I took a bath and everything, got everything done. I grabbed that, put it in a Ziploc bag. Grabbed my work clothes, grabbed some outfits, grabbed my schedule off the fridge so she wouldn't know what days I went in, because even then it would still been useless because then she'd still be sending me messages, what time you get off and all that. But anyway, point is, I grabbed what was essential. I didn't grab anything else, I didn't grab anything more, nothing less. I grabbed what was essential. Clothes, contacts, because yes, I wear contacts, hairbrush, perfume, deodorant, and all that. And walked down the stairs and she asked me, she says, what are you doing up? I said, I had to use a loo or something. I couldn't remember what I said. And then I decided, this is my chance. So I grabbed the bag, my backpack, and my phone, and my wallet. Grabbed the trash bag that she had sitting on the door. And she's like, where are you going? I said, I'm taking out the trash. I walked out the door, made sure it was locked, and walked to my work. And remember, this is about, when I finally got there, it was about 6:15. And I walked in there with my little bag and my backpack on my back. My backpack, well, actually not my backpack because I had my backpack at work. I just grabbed my wallet and my keys. And I walked in there with this bag. And my coworkers, what they didn't realize is that when I say something, I'm going to do it. Which means if I say I'm going to move out, I'm going to move out. When I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be early in the morning, I'm going to wait, I'm going to see if these places will respond. I'm going to do it. Now if you give me 1 second, I'll be right back. I got something real quick to do, okay? Be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Anyway, back to the point of where I'm at. Anyway, so continuation. So I left, and none of my coworkers actually believed me. Even one was wide-eyed when he saw a bag in my hand. But so he walked over to open the door, and I knew the expression on his face. I'm like, I told you. I wasn't kidding. He kept his mouth shut, and I walked back there and put my bag in the back. My manager, she saw me and she asked what was going on, and the guy I'm dating, but I'm with, that's another story. I'll probably add that in another vlog because we'll get to that point. We'll just continue staying on one subject because I will wander and I will wander on to the next thing, never get to the point of this video. Anyway, back to the point. So after he explained to her what was going on, I put my bag back there and grab my wallet and stuff, and then she's like, "Hey, can I talk to you real quick?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And she walked me back there with her. I explained to her what was going on, and she told me, I can't get, no, she said, "I don't want you to get in trouble, I don't want to get in trouble, but you can't be hanging around here much, either in uniform or without uniform, because you're not on the clock on either one." I said, "I understand that, I don't want to get you in trouble." Now, see, I told her, I said, "I'll be back anyway in a little while, so I will be gone for a little while. I'm going down to the grocery store to pick up some money." Now, the day before I left, I had called someone to send me some money so I can get a place to rent. And I thought my check was only going to be $300. Ended up being a couple hundred extra, so it worked out great. The thing is, not in a place to rent. I'm in a hotel, which is fine either way. I don't care. It works out, somewhere to sleep and somewhere warm and safe, sort of. Anyway, the point is, so I walked all the way down to the grocery store, waited until they opened at 8. I had got there at 6:15. Now remember this, 6:15. So I had to wait like 2 hours out front of a Publix store, grocery store, for them to open. Took forever, but anyway, back to the point. So I walked down there, got what I needed, walked back over there, and I got there like, it took me a little while because I had to talk to a lot of people because apparently my mother was contacting everyone in her entire phone call list. But anyway, back to the point. So I got back there about 9, 10ish, and so I still had people blowing up my phone. I had people that were like my adopted family blowing up my phone. I had people that were friends of my mother and friends of mine that were my ex-bosses and everything. They were all contacting me trying to find out what the hell is going on. Excuse my language, but still. So I explained to them what was going on, and they explained to me what my mother was saying. Now, that's another story. Look, I love my mother. Yes, she's still my parent. And would I go back and do it again? I don't know. If I can go back in time, would I do the exact same thing I did before? Yeah. If I can go back in time to the point of where if I could have fixed all my wrongs, what I thought was wrong, would I go back and do it? No. If I could reverse time and see what actually happened to her, would I try to fix it? No. Would I go back and try to not have her conceive me? I don't know. From what she always made it seem like was that she wished I was never born. You know how much that hurts a child? It's like reaching their hand into your chest and pulling out your heart and basically pulling it out of your own chest and ripping it to shreds while you stand there and watch it happen. Your mother is your special connection. Your mother's not going to replace anyone, no matter how much you try to. Your mother, your blood mother, is not going to be replaceable. Nobody can replace him. Same as my father. Nobody can replace him, no matter how much you try. Not like I actually tried, but still. I have adopted dads, I have adopted family and everything. Nobody can replace my dad. Nobody. My dad is my daddy. And he doesn't have much longer to live, but still he's my dad. I love the living hell out of him. He's my world. But anyway, continuation. So, later on, about noonish something, my boss told me, she says, "All right, go ahead, clock in." Because about 25 minutes earlier, I changed my work clothes so I would look like I was working if mother ever showed up to work, to my work. And she's like, "All right, go ahead and clock in." I'm like, okay. So I clocked in, and my day was shitty. Let's put it that way. Now, if you know me, if you were on my channel and you actually know me personally, you know how I act. 1 minute I could be the precious little girl, next minute I could be a pain in the ass, and the next minute I could be a freaking, I will kick your ass in the concrete kind of girl. Or I could be the one that's very sentimental, where the point is I break down. Now, so I bounced in between those moods all freaking day that day. And she continued to call my work. One minute she threatened that if I didn't fix my wrongs within the next 24 hours, all kinds of different things, but that's not the point. Anyway, so before the guy I'm dating left, he told me, he says, look, you contact me for whatever you're going to do. If you come up with a place to rent, you have to stay in a hotel, just let me know. I told him, I said, okay, don't worry about it. You don't have to come back. He's like, it's not that you don't want me to. I want to. So, later on that night, I get a text message from my adopted dad of, he copy and pasted the text message that my mother sent to him about me. It went on like this. She has till 6 a.m. to correct all her wrongs. She knows how bad my health is and da-da-da-da. So I was very much upset about it. I actually was so upset about it that I was about to freaking break down crying in front of my own work. And I work the front line of registers and everything, so I can't do that in front of guests. So I called my coworker. I said, hey, can you watch the front end? And it took him a few minutes because he had to fix some food and stuff. So I grabbed my phone, and just as soon as I was walking to the back door, I started breaking down crying. So I got to the back, and I walked outside and sat in the back of the building and called my dad up because he was the only one that could calm me down. And I was on the phone with him for like 30 minutes. And finally I calmed down just enough, and I got up and copied and pasted the text that mother had sent to my adopted dad, and I copied and pasted it, sent it to my boyfriend, and he made a comment that actually made me actually feel like I was something. And if he's watching this, you know what I mean. He sent me a text message that was like this. He says, I was already planning on to come see you, but now I definitely am. There's no way in hell I'm not coming out to see you. Now, I told him, I said, you don't have to. He says, I want to. So, after my shift was over, he asked, he was telling me, I'm on my way, and da-da-da-da-da. And so, my two coworkers that work with me on the graveyard shift, they saw the messages, and they made me realize something I never knew about myself. And I never actually saw myself. They made me realize that I was a person that was something to actually be adored, to actually be cared for, and that was actually worth something. I'm gonna start crying in a minute. One of them was actually knew my mother back in the old days and stuff, and she told me, she says, you know, you are worth something. She says, it's not you're worth money. You're not worth just because your personality. You are worth something. Because you have such a big heart, and you see all the good in people, and this world is such a shitty world, you still have the strength to smile. And hell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You are worth something. She says, I don't even have that strength you have. How you can smile, the smile you have, when this world is so goddamn shitty. You see the good in people, you see the good in everything. You can see the bad in people, and still you treat them with respect. You treat everyone good. And people don't understand why I do that. Because I know what it's like to be not being respected. What it's like to be treated bad. What it's like to be abused. And what it's like to be talked down to the point of where you just want to fucking die. Like you're nothing. Like, you're not even worth being on this planet. I know what it's like. I don't even want to go through that pain I have. I had to be separated from my father for the longest time. I had to be separated from my mother for the longest time, too. I was kidnapped. Yeah, a lot of stories, but anyway. So, sorry, this is difficult. So, I couldn't get any responses back from any of the places I applied for to rent. And, so that night, after they sent me all that, they got to read on my phone. I let them see the phone just so they could view one text message. And they realized something. For the first time in forever, I actually didn't feel like with my boyfriend I'm dating right now. Look, I know it's too early. It's only been, since, God. It's like yesterday kind of thing, but I know it's not been since yesterday. But still, we've been together for a while. Not a month or anything, but for a little while. But anyway, so back to the thing. The guy I met, I'll explain that in the video if I would stop jumping to different things. But anyway, so she saw me and she decided to take pictures of me, of how happy I was. I got to see a smile I never knew I had. I never knew I could smile that big. I never knew I had that smile and much happiness or anything like that. I was always one to put a fake smile on. I was one to always pretend that I was a happy little child. I never realized how much happy I could be and how much I would be happy and everything. And if it wasn't for the part of where she's showing me that, I would have probably never realized it. But she decided to send me the slideshow. She took so many pictures in several seconds that it was a slideshow. She sent that slideshow to me. And later on the night, after my boyfriend picked me up and took me to the hotel that was cheap, and a little while later, she sent me a text message. She says, a reminder. She says, you're a wonderful person, and I'll write it down, do screenshots or something, and put it in this video maybe if I can figure it out. Maybe. But, when you have friends like that, don't lose them. If you see someone's hurt, try to help them. Like I have. Or it's kind of like, it's not exactly share the wealth program, but you'll get what I mean when it comes to that point. When people didn't have money, I only had a few pennies to my name. Guess what I did? If they needed food, buy them food. If they wanted a drink, give them a drink. If they had to pay their bills, I would try every way. I didn't care if it had to come out of my paycheck. Actually, I had a coworker who was my boss, who needed his medication. It was like $60. I made $100 tip that night. I gave him $80. I kept the other 20. I kept 20 of that tip and gave him all 80. Because he needed 60 of it for his medicine. So I gave him more. Because you never know, the taxes, he might need to get some food or something. Anything helps. Because I've had to be in that situation where every penny counts. But it's to the point of where I've always been good-hearted, wholehearted, and very kind to people. And a lot of people don't realize this, and some people do. But there's one line I learned from like in 2018 or something, from the movie called Cinderella. It's a newer version, the live-action version. Have courage and be kind. What that means, if you guys don't know what that means have courage when you're put down and you're screamed at and all that. It's you have courage to stand up for yourself and to be have kindness for others no matter how much they treat you bad. Forgive those who would treat you like garbage. Be who you are, not what people want you to be. Be who you are and how you want to be. Now, I'm going to end this vlog because it's now at 30 minutes, about to be 31. I'm going to end this vlog right here. And I'm going to wish you guys a great and wonderful night. And remember, have courage, be kind, and see the pain in others. And don't think of just yourself. Think of other people too. So, you have a great night. And God bless. Bye-bye.